Leave a comment below, actually, if you enjoy Phantom Seer. I wonder how that sounded, because I moved at an angle to my mic before this one started. But tell me if you like this series so far. I think it's pretty good. I really enjoy it, and I think that the setup right now is pretty fun. I like the whole training on one side with Riku's character, and then we're getting backstory and some cool fighting stuff going on with Iori. So right now, like I said, like there's a double situation. We're finding out about like this Senju Doji guy that had to do with Iori, and what's going on with like his whole personal goal of taking this thing down. Why is that? Like, why is it that we, are dealing with this? Also, as well as what is the power of this creature, and what reason is Riku going to be important to this? Because we know that this thing has been targeting beckoning hands, and I'm guessing it has to do with its power. Like he even says, Iori says that the ability that the Senju Doji has is to pretty much speed up the process of phantoms, make them way stronger than they should be. Because from what is given this chapter, like he says that one of these things, seishu, one of these centipedes, are usually only a couple centimeters long. So it's like the size of an actual centipede. It's just a small bug. And here, this one is like the size of I don't know, like I don't want to say a bus, but I mean, it actually looks kind of like the size of a bus. It's pretty big. I was gonna say, like, maybe trying to find something a little smaller, but for some reason I thought train. I'm like, that's terrible. Like, I don't know how I'm jumping from train to bus, or bus to train rather. But if this thing is supposed to be like a couple centimeters, like if he said like, oh, this is like one in its full maturity or something, I'd go, okay. But like this thing is supposed to be only up to a couple centimeters. That means that the Senju Doji's ability is way more than just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make you slightly better. It's like a full hyper buff. Like I would assume, at least based off of like what Iori says here, is that this would be like an anomaly for like their species. This would be like, oh, this thing's been left alone for X amount of years and it's just been getting the best of luck and feeding exactly right as it needs to and getting more powerful way more progressively than it should, while just not getting caught and getting away from everybody else. It'd be like one of those just kept slipping under the cracks and things kept getting worse kind of situations. So it's actually really impressive for this Senju Doji like phantom in order to do that, if it's just able to pretty much super buff other phantoms. But like I said, if a beckoning hand is like, if they specifically want these, then that means that one, obviously it's going to come for Riku at some point, and two, that it can always create boss characters if it has like a good beckoning hand, essentially. Like it would always have the ability just like, okay, yeah, pull some phantoms over, and then I'm gonna just completely juice them up. Like definitely some threats behind that, some really cool stuff coming out of that character. Oh, that antagonist, that villain, because we do find out, like I said, where this ties into Iori's backstory. As well as we get to see this other guy, Kurose, is pretty cool. I like seeing this guy's move. He pulls out a lighter, just makes a flame, and then just manipulates it, just makes this giant blast of fire right on top of it and takes it out. Like, it's pretty cool for like a starting opening. Like nothing too crazy. Like this character is still like a warm-up, because even if this one's big, like I said, it's only supposed to be a few centimeters, so I imagine that it's not a powerful one. Even one of this size, it's still just like a big dumb creature. It doesn't seem to have any of the tactics or the schemes that the other ones have had, and just seems like it's just, you know, a big angry creature. You just gotta, okay, yeah, we'll just summon something better. We know about the main character, we know about his Ongyoki. Like nothing about this what did they call it, like a Shichushe or something? What was it called? I'm scrolling up trying to remember how to pronounce its name. Like it was yeah, the Seichu, or however it's pronounced. But you know, taking out one of those doesn't seem like it was a problem. It doesn't look like it was much of a threat other than just being kind of fast. But outside of that, like it seems pretty quick. Like the move that we saw from Iori, like again, I can't really kind of like stress it too much, because he hit it, used like a shadow punch, it didn't do any damage.
I wouldn't really kind of gauge that unless we saw like a serious move from him, like when he covers himself with the shadows, or when he goes full on Yoki and takes him out. Then I'd be like, okay, this thing is definitely like a big deal threat. We'll probably see that against like actual Sendoji. When we see that thing come up, I'm guessing we'll get like a full power Iori and like him not being able to defeat it. So we do see in this like a flashback of Aoyoki fighting the Sendoji, and I do also really like the creepy design. A bunch of small hands like making bigger hands, spooky. But like it's like saying the girl that he was protecting died, so it was big, you know, a big stain on Iori's past. Probably really just was really unfortunate for him, because I'm guessing the person he was protecting wasn't just like random female citizen. I'm guessing it was somebody important to him, somebody that is like going to be vital to his backstory and have something to do with his character in general. But hope that beeping isn't going to be stuck in the video, these damn headphones. But yeah, I really want to see what this creature is like. I've said before in my videos, I've made it very apparent, I've always really liked monster designs, and these ones have been pretty cool so far. Like, I really like Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen monsters. So the ones we've seen so far in inside of Phantom Seer, I've liked them. I thought they were pretty good. I like Ongyoki. I think he's pretty cool. I think the Sendoji creature is definitely going to be a lot more of a high effort design from the author. Like, because the other ones have been pretty low creatures up till now. I mean, we're only 10 chapters in, so I don't expect us to have like, you know, all the big bad guys or any of that. So far, the villains we've seen are pretty small time, except for Sendoji, but we've only seen little glimpses and pieces of this creature. So I don't really count it, but sort of do. It's kind of just like in what we have so far, like a preview essentially of this character, but the preview is already pretty cool. So when it comes to this series so far, I like it. I think it's good. I think it's fun. I like the art. I like the characters. I think the plot is pretty interesting. And I also do really like that the main character, I've said this before. Again, I always have to repeat on certain things. But I've always really liked it when main characters had really neat and interesting powers. And it's not just kind of like plain or anything that stands out. Your power is like you have this spooky giant shadow monster that you can call from like a pocket dimension. That's pretty badass. I think that's really cool. It's not just like, oh yeah, I have like a shadow ability. It's like, no, I'm pulling it from this creature that I have like almost subjugated in like my own little dimension. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more. This next chapter is gonna be cool. I like the spooky staircase going out and they're like Sendoji is below us. I think that's gonna be really cool to see, and to see just some character stuff going on with Iori, because there's no way this is gonna be like they defeat it. Like, I imagine this is gonna be like the first time we really see it set up, and we're not gonna see the defeat for a while, assuming the series does well and doesn't get axed, which fingers crossed, I hope it does not get axed, because it's definitely really enjoyable. But other than that though, comment below, thumbs up the video, but friend the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everyone who's already subscribed. Thank you all for listening. Bye.